Oh, I'm not going to talk about Tom Hanks either, who is also... Tom Hanks, folks, is...
When I get mad, I pull out the let me get this straight. Like if I have to let somebody go, I will use the let's get this straight.
Since when has this brand of common decency and professionalism been put on hold just because of dynamics in the workplace?
Y'all, I mean, can you believe it? Just when you think you know someone, right? And hold on to your seats because this story gets even juicier. Guess who else is caught up in this whole mess?
Where we are in the world is just what's going on with social media, that Oprah and I cannot go on a billionaire's boat to Tahiti with a former president of the United States and not keep it secret, for God's sakes.
I know what you're thinking. Not Oprah, not Tom. But here we are, and let me tell you, the internet is absolutely losing it. People are digging up everything they can find, and the revelations are just mind-blowing.
There's this girl, Sarah Ruth Ashcraft, on Twitter, who has been accusing Tom Hanks of her when she was 13. Her dad sold her to Tom Hanks.
Now let me spill all the tea about this footage that's got everyone talking. I mean, the things people are saying, it's absolutely wild. From what I've heard, and trust me, this is shocking, there's this incredibly disturbing video going around, and get this, it supposedly shows Tom Hanks involved in some really questionable activities, with Oprah somehow being connected to all of it.
I would say, Oprah Winfrey, you know what you need to do, and stop hiding behind.
But wait, because this story takes an even more dramatic turn. Let's talk about Chad Hanks for a second. Yes, Tom's own son. The things he's been saying about his father lately. I mean, we're all sitting here wondering if there's more to Tom's perfect dad image than meets the eye.
There's a lot of advantages, but sometimes it can be pretty weird.
Now, I have to be real with you. Nothing's been officially confirmed yet, but when you start putting all these pieces together, the footage, Chad's revelations, all these whispers from the past, it's getting harder and harder to ignore. People are connecting dots that are making everyone question everything they thought they knew about these Hollywood icons.
Flags.
Everyone knows the advantages, you know. They're self-explanatory. I'm very blessed. I got to travel the world, stay in nice hotels, fly in private planes, and I'm very blessed for that. I wouldn't change my situation for everything.
And just when you thought this couldn't get any more scandalous, let's talk about that 2016 moment when Tom received the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Sure, it sounds impressive. I mean, it's literally the highest civilian honor in America.
Thomas J. Hanks.
You know what they say, appearances can be deceiving. While President Obama was praising Tom as America's dad and calling him a good man, Chad's stories paint such a different picture. It really makes you wonder, how much do we really know about our favorite stars when the cameras stop rolling?
To deserve any sort of recognition, and that created a lot of contempt.
The internet sleuths didn't waste any time diving deep into this. They're questioning everything, even how Tom got that prestigious award in the first place. I mean, when you're best friends with literally everyone who's anyone in Hollywood, you have to wonder what goes on behind those closed doors, right?
I learned that everywhere I went, people in general just had this preconceived notion about me that I was just going to be an arrogant, spoiled, entitled brat.
Speaking of Hollywood's elite inner circle, let me tell you about this absolutely extravagant party at the Hanks residence. Picture this. It's a Sunday evening around 7 p.m. and the who's who of Hollywood starts arriving for what was supposedly just an anniversary celebration.
Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson are celebrating their love. The longtime couple marked 35 years of marriage over the weekend and celebrated with a sweet tribute.
But this wasn't just any anniversary party. Tom and Rita turned it into this massive weekend-long extravaganza. The guest list? Only the cream of Hollywood's crop.
Look at this all-star cast, guys.
It's Jimmy Kimmel, Conan O'Brien, Martin Short, Kurt Russell, and...
Their stunning mansion, tucked away in this exclusive cul-de-sac, became the hottest spot in town that night. The paparazzi were practically falling over themselves trying to catch glimpses of these megastars arriving. We're talking the Obamas, Steven Spielberg, Bruce Springsteen. I mean, the power in that room.
in a schmancy LA neighborhood with special guest President Obama's motorcade and Oprah Winfrey's badly lit face in a passing car.
But here's where things get really interesting. This party went on well past midnight, and while all this was happening, social media was exploding with reactions to Chad's shocking revelations about his father. One fan's comment really stuck with me. Pretty sad how he shares those thoughts and y'all tear him down for simply having a different opinion than the mainstreams. And just when you thought this couldn't get any more bizarre, Chad dropped this absolute bombshell about the Maui fires. He's suggesting that his father might be connected to these influential figures who allegedly have their sights set on Hawaiian land. I mean, can you even process this?
You don't see what's going on. I feel something is bigger.
The plot thickens even more because Oprah herself announced that she and other powerful figures are planning to oversee the reconstruction of the area. Coincidence? Some people aren't so sure.
And at some point, I will make a major donation after all of the smoke and ashes have settled here and we figure out what the rebuilding is going to look like. This is going to be a long and difficult process.
The locals are absolutely furious. One Maui resident came forward with this powerful message to these wealthy elites eyeing their land. It's not for sale. This whole situation exploded when Chad's video started making rounds on social media. He was talking about how fame changes people, and everyone immediately started wondering if he was referring to his dad.
People would make up their minds about me before they even got a chance to know me, and it was extremely hard to break down their walls. So I encountered a lot of disdain, a lot of animosity, a lot of negativity.
Now let me tell you about something that's got conspiracy theorists absolutely buzzing. Tom Hanks has been spotted wearing this mysterious ring lately, and here's the kicker. Oprah's been seen wearing an almost identical one. I mean, what are the chances? Some people are convinced these aren't just fashion statements. They're saying these rings might be some sort of secret symbol or access pass for an elite inner circle. I know it sounds wild, but when you think about the timing of everything, now, speaking of Chad, let me tell you about his journey. The poor thing ended up in rehab at just 17. Can you imagine? But he's really turned things around. He's got this YouTube channel now where he's spilling all the tea about growing up as Tom Hanks' son. And let me tell you, it's not all Hollywood glamour and red carpets.
Everybody was just prepared to hate my guts. And that caused me to develop a chip on my shoulder and walk around with a lot of anger. All in all, it just led me down a path of self-destruction.
Chad opened up about the whole experience, saying, "Sure, there were perks, traveling the world, fancy hotels, private planes. I feel blessed for all that. I wouldn't change my situation." But you can hear the pain in his voice when he talks about the downsides. That tough rehab program his parents sent him to, it sounds absolutely heartbreaking.
Now I'm 31 years old, and I'm just now getting to the point where, I'm starting to truly feel that I don't really have anything to prove to anyone.
What he revealed in his self-mastery program videos just breaks my heart. Imagine being constantly bullied at school, and your famous dad, who everyone else thinks is this perfect father figure, isn't even there to help you through it. Instead, Tom was apparently too busy chasing stardom and hanging out with his fancy Hollywood friends.
The truth is, it's a double-edged sword. It's a lot more complicated, and not so many people really understand it. You gotta keep in mind that fame is the most powerful drug known to man. It can also be the most destructive.
Chad really didn't hold anything back. He talked about how being Tom Hanks' son was this huge burden. Can you believe it? While everyone was fawning over his dad, Chad was dealing with endless bullying and feeling completely alone. "I didn't have a strong male role model to tell me, bro, these people are just jealous of you," he admitted. I mean, doesn't that just break your heart?
People are infatuated with fame. They put famous people on a pedestal. Everybody wants to be famous. It creates a lot of jealousy.
The poor thing opened up about how his dad's fame made it impossible for him to have normal relationships. And get this, he said Tom seemed more interested in being liked by everyone else than being there for his own son. Chad's words are just devastating. "My experience was even more complicated because on top of fame already being toxic, I wasn't even famous. I was just the son of somebody famous."
A lot of envy. My experience was even more complicated because on top of fame already being toxic, I wasn't even famous. I was just the son of somebody famous, so I hadn't even done anything.
Now here's where things take an even darker turn. Some fans are suggesting that Tom might have actually distanced himself from Chad to protect his perfect public image. And these theories about the Maui fires, they're absolutely wild, especially when you consider that one of Tom's closest associates has been buying up huge chunks of land in Maui.
Now, some residents say they've been receiving calls from wealthy real estate investors and developers who are trying to purchase their fire-ravaged land.
People are finding it super suspicious that Tom Hanks, who usually speaks up about important issues, has been completely silent about the Maui fires, especially since he supposedly owns property there. It's making everyone wonder if those viral conspiracy videos might actually be onto something.
Please don't approach them with an offer to buy land. Please don't approach their families to tell them that they're going to be better off.
The conspiracy theorists are going absolutely crazy with this one. They're saying these fires, which tragically claimed at least 114 lives, were part of some massive scheme to push out the less wealthy residents and make way for these ultra-expensive developments. And when that video of Tom's associate discussing renovation plans after the fires started circulating, oh my goodness.
Hawaii already has the highest housing cost in the nation, with homeownership out of reach for many residents.
Some people on social media are making these absolutely shocking claims about wealthy Maui residents potentially being involved in starting the fires. They're saying it was all part of this plan to buy up the scorched land at bargain prices and build some kind of mysterious smart city.
No, they're not, Slick. Just wait. Everybody, just wait until our people find out the truth.
And speaking of smart cities, let me tell you about this conference that supposedly happened in January. Someone came forward claiming there was this whole meeting about turning Maui into a smart island. We're talking electric everything, solar panels, the works. And get this, there's this weird detail about blue objects surviving the fires unscathed. People are actually suggesting it might have something to do with laser beams being programmed to avoid blue. I know, it sounds absolutely crazy, but wait until you hear about Tom's blue house.
Everybody knew what really happened, and if we all stood up against it, it's done. Especially as islanders, do you know how unified we all are? We're a unit.
Now, let's talk about something even more shocking. During this interview with Jeffrey Brown about his short stories collection, Tom actually opened up about the whole Harvey Weinstein situation. He admitted that there was this inner circle who knew exactly what was going on. Can you believe it? He said all these women in the industry knew the risks of getting involved with Harvey.
I think there was knowledge amongst a certain group of people, mostly who did business with Harvey Weinstein. There are countless women who understood that that's what happened.
It's absolutely mind-boggling how someone could get away with such inappropriate behavior just because they were part of the elite. Tom revealed that people would just brush it off, saying, "Oh, that's just Harvey being Harvey." Meanwhile, all these women were allegedly being harmed. The silence around it all is just chilling.
There were many people who said, well, that's just Harvey being Harvey.
When Jeffrey Brown asked if this was just one bad apple or a bigger problem in Hollywood, Tom's response was, well, let's just say it was eye-opening. He basically suggested it was more of a culture thing, something everyone just had to get used to. I mean, can you imagine?
Let's see, inappropriate behavior to the point of harassment and sexual predatory behavior.
And just when you thought things couldn't get more disturbing, this video surfaces of Tom referring to a little girl as a sexy baby. People are absolutely horrified, wondering how someone with his reputation could be involved in something so inappropriate. Like, what was he thinking?
Sexy baby! Sexy baby! You're such a sexy baby!
Now I have to address this crazy rumor that went viral in 2021. You might have seen it. There was this supposed BBC News headline claiming Tom had been arrested on some really serious charges. But here's the thing, it turned out to be completely fake. The image was doctored, and there's absolutely no evidence to back up these horrible allegations.
So there is going to have to be some sort of sit down, and for the common good of the story, the arts and sciences, and the business of show.
But here's what really got people talking. Tom suddenly moving to Greece and getting Greek citizenship. Of course, this sparked all kinds of wild theories about him trying to escape after these alleged activities came to light. And with Chad's revelations adding fuel to the fire, everyone's wondering about these supposed secret societies and hidden power dynamics in Hollywood. It's like something straight out of a movie, except some people are convinced this is all real, or at least that's what they want us to believe. Can you believe all of this? Just when you think Hollywood can't get any more scandalous? That's all for today, my loves. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you think about all this drama. Until next time, stay fabulous and stay tuned for more jaw-dropping revelations. Bye!